So this time I'm going to go through some inaccuracies I see on Find a Grave. So here's the ancestry. Here's John Bowling, the only child of Jane Rolfe and Robert Bowling, right? Here's the internet, right? Here's Google, and I typed in John Bowling Find a Grave, and here's what came up first. John Fairfax Bowling, 1676 to 1729, Find a Grave Memorial. So I clicked this. So here's Find a Grave. Colonel John Fairfax Bowling. It tells his birth date, his death date, the Cobb Cemetery, a picture of him. You got Robert Bowling, Jane Rolfe Bowling, Mary Elizabeth Kennan Bowling, his wife. This is not accurate. Rebecca Jane Bowling Pendergrass. This is not real. This is not accurate. So please don't go by that. He did not have any siblings. He was the only child of Jane Rolfe and Robert Bowling because his mother, Jane Rolfe, died shortly after giving birth to him. But I want you to look at this. His children, it says John Kennan Bowling. So I'm going to click John Kennan Bowling. So we got Major John Kennan Bowling II, right? Now you may be asking, well, why am I going through all these names? Because Find a Grave doesn't do an accurate job of capturing the actual name because these middle names are not accurate. I'm going to prove it to you. So Colonel John Fairfax Bowling, in his will, he does not have it as John Fairfax Bowling. He just has I, John Bowling. That's it, just I, John Bowling. So this middle name is not accurate. And then for his wife, it says Mary Elizabeth Kennan Bowling. Again, another middle name, Elizabeth. In his will, he just says Mary Bowling. So there is no Elizabeth. Now, it is fair to say that for women, they probably wouldn't use the middle name of the woman, but there are wills from back in this time where women do have middle names where the middle names are used at times. But hers is not used. It's just Mary Bowling. So that would highly suggest that she doesn't have a middle name of Elizabeth. So that would be inaccurate. And then Major John Kennan Bowling. In John Bowling the first will, he has his son as my son John Bowling. There is no Kennan. There is no middle name. So this again would be inaccurate. There is no Kennan in his name. And even in his son John Bowling, in John Bowling II's will, which can be found on Ancestry, he still doesn't use the middle name. So that's perfect evidence. I click on him. This is John Bowling II. And I'm going to go here to this. So here is John Kennan. See, I'm about to say it wrong now. I, John Bowling II. This is the son of John Bowling I and Mary Kennan. She says, I, John Bowling, of the parish of Dale in the county of Enrico, gentleman. So this is his will. As you can see, he does not use a middle name. I, John Bowling. No Kennan, just I, John Bowling, which means the middle name on Find a Grave is inaccurate. And this is on Ancestry. And if you ever want to figure out where to find a will like this, as you can see, I'm down here below. Just click this arrow over and over and over again. And this is what you want to get to. You want to go to left, to left, to left, or right, wherever you're going until you get to this. Chesterfield County, Virginia, Will Book number 1. So this is Will Book number 1 with inventories and accounts, 1749 to 1765. Part 1, pages 1 to 273. And that's where I found his. And then you would look for the page number of his. So this is the end of his will, John Bowling II's, and it's page 266. So it ends on page 266. And here's the beginning of his will. See, I, John Bowling, this is the second, 262. So it's in the will book number 1, pages 262 to 266 for John Bowling II. Here's another inaccuracy, Robert Bowling II. This is Robert Bowling II, son of Robert Bowling and Ann Stith Bowling. Now, on here it says his spouse is Anne Mary Cock Bowling, right? Another inaccuracy, because in his will, when he says, he writes his name, I, Robert Bowling. He does put that with 2 L's. But when he says to my loving wife, he doesn't put Anne Mary. He just puts Anne Bowling. Again, there's no Mary, there's no middle name. So again, an inaccuracy. Now, this doesn't mean that you shouldn't go on Find a Grave and try to use it. I've used Find a Grave religiously to get all these names down, in the days, because it helps Ancestry. Ancestry goes by this. Find a Grave is incredibly useful. I've used it so many times. So don't just look at this and go, oh, I shouldn't use it. Yes, use it. Just be mindful that not all the information is probably going to be accurate. I hope this video helps you in your genealogical search.